I wrote a generative adversarial network, GAN for short, that generates fine art. A GAN is a deep learning architecture with two neural networks that train each other. The generator produces new samples like the input dataset. The discriminator tries to tell the real samples from the fake samples. This is similar to the way our eyes take in vision and extrapolate information, which leads to action, only it has a much simpler task. It just needs to output a label, fake or real. This leads to the action of the generator changing its weights to make better fakes. The generator takes in a vector and spits out an image. The set of all possible input vectors is called the latent space. I wrote some code to explore this latent space and see how small changes affect the output. Conway's game of life is a famous non-deterministic cellular automaton with rules that predict if a cell will live or die at each iteration. Using a 10x10 grid, I simulated Conway's game of life and used it to slightly modify my length 100 vector input to the generator. If the cell was alive, I added 0.5 to the corresponding index in the input vector. Each iteration of the game produced a slightly different latent vector, and putting all these latent vectors into the generator gives us what is called a latent walk, which is an exploration of the latent space. You are watching some of my favorites right now. You can see how, as the game is simulated, different positions of cells affect different features in the output image.